The UCC Business Development and Consulting Institute is a multifunctional DBJ-approved business development organization that provides services to assist MSMEs in achieving their business objectives. Our business consulting services improve all facets of corporate operations. Our back office services, Value Edge and Legal Bloom, are designed to provide an effective suite of accounting and financial management solutions and assist businesses in formalizing their activities while conforming to the legal framework such as tax and labor requirements. Learn more about our services at bdci.co.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tenio Howell-Huzzy. I am the manager at the Business Development and Consulting Institute for the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. Today, our webinar and focus is on taxation for small, medium, and enterprises and self-employed individuals. Why we chose this topic today is because we have lots of different young entrepreneurs, persons who would have just registered their business, and the number one focus or concern that they all have is, what do we now have to pay as we have registered? Now that we've come online and everyone knows about our business government-wise, what do we have to pay Jamaica, right? So we are going to have Mr. Colin Coley, a business development consultant for Jamaica Business Development Corporation. He's going to walk us through, I believe, two different types of the computation of National Insurance Scheme contribution, as well as the self-employed person's annual return on income taxes and contribution payable form, right? So first off, I'm going to let you know what we do at UCC BDCI. So we are an operational unit with the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean and a member of the JBDC, Jamaica Business Development Center, Small Business Development Center Network. We are a DBJ approved business development organization for MSMEs. Our mission at UCC BDCI was to establish and provide a business advisory and consulting service to entrepreneurs and existing businesses. We focus on MSMEs, and our goal is to contribute to create impacts that support economic growth through fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. Our target clients are Tier 1 clients. Those are the ones that need advice on starting a new business venture. Our Tier 2 clients, those are, you've registered your business and you're in your early stages of business. You may not have a business plan. We can help you create one. You may be making a few profits, but you want to scale your business. Tier 3 clients now, those are the ones they have clients, they have business, they're making money, but there are different aspects of the business that they would like to improve. Yes, you can come to us and we will give you advice. The services we offer are business advisory, business consulting, training and development, research, e-commerce packages, and back office services. Our business advisory services cover from ideation to market, the full entrepreneurial cycle. So this can mean the evaluation of your business idea, any business model assessment, helping you with partnering strategies, team building, all types of different advice. Business consulting services, this includes our consultant packages, which may be, you may need a marketing plan created, a business plan created, for example, or you want to have some product development. We offer training and development courses. Our last course ended in August, and that was starting a business workshop Those were 8 courses that we had. We are planning one for, I would say, the ending of January, February, March. And this last one was 8 courses. We're going to add 5 additional courses. So you can look out for that. We also are a Growth Wheel certified business advisor, and therefore Growth Wheel consultants can come to us. Well, sorry, clients can come to us and we will give you Growth Wheel consultations. And this is to examine or understand your business strategy and the areas that may need improving. We look at creating an assessment of your business and what are the areas, the 4 areas, which are broken down into 20 other areas that we can look at and improve so that we can improve the entire business. We also have the BDCI mentorship program. This is for where we have a number, I think over 30 mentors. And these persons would give you just advice on general things. We also have the back office services, which is Value Edge, as well as the Legal Bloom program, where we give you bookkeeping, accounting, and financial management services through our Value Edge program. Then we also have the Legal Bloom, which is the business formalization and legal advisory services. Naturally, we are associated with UCC, so we also do research. So our research effort looks at research to support data and information for business advising, research to support commercialization and policy-oriented research. If you want to contact us, you can do so through UCC 906-3000, or you can email us at success@bdci.ucc.edu, or you can go on our website, bdci.co. All right, so thank you so much for putting up with that small presentation. And now for the main guy, Colin Coley. Colin Coley is a trained business consultant with 25 years experience in business management, financial management, and consultancy. His areas of specialization include financial management, planning financial strategies, and designing business strategies to enhance profitability for businesses in the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. His expertise lies with the financial aspects of business plans. Mr. Coley was educated at the Walmers Boys School, UTEP, formerly the College of Arts, Science, and Technology, and Birmingham City University in England, where he received a master's degree in marketing. His accolades include being a member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing, as well as a member of the Walmers Old Boys Association. Mr. Coley has held a myriad of posts, which include income tax auditor at the Income Tax Department, officer in the Treasury Department at Grace Kennedy, where he was responsible for foreign exchange banking and trading of foreign exchange, and manager at the high-low chain of supermarkets. While residing in England, Mr. Coley was employed to the British Marketing Research Bureau as a market researcher. Among the clients under his portfolio were Barclays Bank and the United Kingdom Tourism Organization. He currently holds the position of Senior Business Advisor at JBDC, where his major role involves the writing of business plans and providing consultancy services to micro, small, and medium enterprises. And that is where I met Colin. And I know that he's going to do a wonderful job, and I'm handing over to you now, okay?
Okay, thank you very much for that historic introduction. Every time I hear that rate, I keep looking at the whole show. I wonder who are they talking about? Who's this guy they're talking about? Okay, so as Ms. Hussey said, we're going to speak today about roughly about taxes in Jamaica, Jamaican taxation system, and about filing of taxes for people in the individuals and self-employed persons. Now, I think that was Jamaican tax system. According to Section 5 of the Income Tax Act, every individual is required to file a tax return. Well, taxes are levied on all income, and all excludes none. The taxman don't care how you earn the income, whether you do business, whether you're working, whether it's all his profession, whether it's in drugs, as long as you earn it, you have to rent down to Caesar what is due to Caesar. Now, we operate what's called self-assessment, where you assess yourself. You say to the taxman, this is what I earned last year, this is what I'm supposed to pay. And you're supposed to file your returns. The tax year is from January 1 to December 31 each year. And you file your returns by March 15 of the following year. So January 1 to December 31, 2021, those returns were due by March 15, 2022. If you haven't filed by then, you get penalty interest for late returns. Okay, now if you have not filed your returns under Section 72 of the Income Tax Act, you can be assessed by the tax administration in Jamaica. So if you didn't file, they can move and assess, and the assessment can be arbitrary. So you can look at you and say, okay, that man drives a Benz and live up Barbican, 3 million. They're arbitrary as that, right? So you have to file. Now, if they assess you and you're not comfortable with the assessment, you can object to the assessment on Section 73 of the Act. And then that's when you have to present your records and all that stuff. So it's good to return. Now, first of all, let's get to records now. It is stated in the Income Tax Act that you must keep proper records, and records must be kept in the English language. All right. They had to put that one in there because there's one time when the Chinese wholesalers will keep records in Chinese language. Or the taxman coming in can't read it, or you start asking questions, you don't speak English. So it is there in the English language. Now it's important to keep proper records, people. We'll get to the filing of the return, we're going to see why. It's important to keep records for your business. Records are written down, keep receipts, keep bills. Write down your income, your sales. It's important because that's how you're going to know to prepare to see how you calculate the taxes. And we're going to go in that shortly. We're going to do a practical session of calculating taxes in Jamaica. So it starts with proper record keeping, and you must keep proper records. All right, so with that said, I'm going to slowly walk through now an example of filing of a tax returns for Jamaica. And you are all emailed your two sheets, you're on an Excel spreadsheet, and then an SO4 returns. But we start with the Excel spreadsheet first. So if you can have that prepared, printed down, it's good if you got a minute now, get it ready. We're going to walk through. Right there, I'll share my spreadsheet. Share. Okay, does everybody see my sheet? My sheet should be shared?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. All right. So John Seller operates a wholesale operation, but he operates from home. You know, a lot of these small business, well, as a small business, work from out of their home. And people, please feel free to ask questions as we go along. It's an interactive session. All right, don't be afraid to type it in the chat, put your hand up, stop me anywhere and ask questions, because I want actually to learn how to handle this basically. All right, so feel free, there are no foolish questions. Okay, so here John still operates a wholesale operation, and he operates outside from his home, like other small business people, and especially since COVID, other people are now doing business from home. All right, he's trading as cheap price wholesale. And we're going to prepare his income statement for the year 2021. So we have his TRN, his NIS, and his address. All right. We have here income, which is 5,122,400 1.6. Now, how we arrive at this? This was all the sales for the year. So when they keep a cash register or a book where you write down things, but you must keep track of your sales. And for the entire year, this is what he sold his goods. Okay. Then we have what is called his purchases. Now, in accounting, the term purchases are used to describe goods that you buy to resell to make a profit. Let me repeat. In accounting, the term purchases is used to describe goods that you buy to resell to make a profit. If you're not buying it to resell to make a profit, it's not a purchase. If you're buying stationery to use in the business, that's not a purchase. Only if you're buying it to resell, it's called a purchase. So his purchases will be the goods that he buys from Grace Kennedy, from Lasco, from the market, wherever, wholesale stuff. He buys all this stuff. So this is what he purchased for the year of 2021, $1.9 million worth of goods. Now, we subtract the purchases from the sales to get what we call a gross profit. Now, what do you mean by gross profit? Anybody out there have a job where you get a pay slip at the end of a week or month or fortnight? Anybody out there, hands up? No, nobody at work and get a pay slip? Nobody? All right. When you get the pay slip, you see a thing called gross pay. And after gross pay, you see all the deductions like NIS, NHT, education, tax, and PAY and everything. And then you get to a thing called net pay. And by the time you get the net pay, God bless you, leave sometime, don't it? So your gross pay is the pay before all the deductions come out of it. Your gross profit is the profit before you take out all the expenses. So your sales minus your purchase give you what's called your gross profit. Okay. Then we get now to what's called the expenses. Okay. He pays rent for this is the annual expenses now for the year of $600,000. So when you pay your rent, ask your landlord for a receipt every month. Electricity, normally once your JP sends you your bill every month, so you have these, keep these things in a safe place. Phone, well, most people now use cellular phones and more, well, me, I am hooked up straight. So I get a bill from digital every month. They email my bill every month. If you're not like me, and you buy credit top of your phone, keep these slates because that's proof of the bill. All right? Because according to the Income Tax Act, if the owners of the burden of proof is on the taxpayer to prove that they have used these expenses. Right? If you can't prove these things, the taxman can disallow these expenses. You can't say, look, you can't prove to me this never happened. So the burden of proof is on the taxpayer, so make sure you have your bills. Water, well, of course, what NWC sends you a bill. Salary, he employs somebody who works in the business, and a little girl that works in the business, and he pays her. Again, you have employees in the business and sign for them pay every Friday, or whatever it is. But you must have proof that you pay your salary. A lot of small business people just hand people the cash, put that the envelope, and that's it, and they walk out. No, let them sign for the pay or some proof of payment. Drawings. Now, what are drawings? Not to be confused with salary. It's expected that as a business person, you're going to live out your business. This is the only source of income. You're going to live out of the business. You have to take money out of the business. When the owner of the business takes money out of the business for his personal use, it's called drawings. The salary is to pay to the workers. The business owner takes drawings. You take that from the business for your personal use. And it's important to pay yourself. A lot of small business people, they just take money out of the business as they go along, and they can't account for this money. No. Fix a certain amount and take a certain amount every week for yourself. Similarly, if you take goods from your business, it's like if John has a wholesaler take out groceries to feed his family, that's drawings. And you must account for it. petrol, you have a motor vehicle, you go use a vehicle for your business, you go to the gas station, you can ask for a receipt and they're supposed to give you. Again, you need to prove these things. If you can't prove these, the taxman can disallow these expenses. So you need to prove that you spend this money. And only proof is a bill. Motor vehicle insurance, you insure your vehicle. Well, of course, naturally, the insurance company will give you an invoice, so you'll have that to keep. Motor vehicle repairs, this one is kind of funny. You go to your mechanic, a certain thing, they repair your vehicle. Most of these small mechanics don't, if you go to one of the reputable bigger places, you get an invoice. But most small mechanics around the corner, they don't give invoices, but you can keep some track of how much money you spend to pay your mechanic. We total all the expenses, and we get 1,859,036. All right. Everybody happy there? Okay. Yeah. Just like with your net pay, where you subtract your total expenses from the gross pay to get the net pay, you subtract your total expenses from your gross profit to arrive at your net income. Any questions here now?
We have some questions in the chat here. Persons are asking, if your business is home-based, how do you account for electricity, internet, etc.? Anything you use at the home towards the business?
Excellent question, and we're getting there. We're getting there shortly. Very good question. Keep that one. We're getting there shortly.
All right. What about a bank transfer for salary payment? Can that work?
Sure, of course. Because once you transfer money, you can print out. You have an online bank account. You transfer money, you can print out the bank statement and show the transfer. Yes, that's documentary proof.
Okay. What if you're buying materials to make a product to sell? Will that fall under purchases or expenses?
Well, if you're, but you can call it direct cost. You can put it on the purchases, right? You can call it direct cost because you're a small manufacturer. You can include it in the purchasing. Yes.
Okay. Can I claim rent as an expense if I'm operating from a house I own, treating rent as both an expense and an income and listing my monthly mortgage payment as an additional expense?
All right, read the question again.
Can I claim rent as an expense if I'm operating from a house I own, treating rent as both an expense and an income and listing my monthly mortgage payment as an additional expense?
Well, rent, if you're paying rent and you're operating from home with a business, rent can be claimed. Because see, we have it here. John said is operating from home and he pays rent. But if the rent is an income, do you mean that you rent part of the premises and get some income? I'm not understanding that part.
No, he's asking, even if it was rent or if it was mortgage, can he claim mortgage as well?
Yes, mortgage can be claimed. But we're going to get there in the next section. We're going to get to that section. Yes. Okay.
So if your business is home-based, how do you account for? No, I asked that already. What if you're buying material to make a product to sell?
We spoke about that.
We did that already. Yes. Answer live, done. What if I take bus or taxi?
Okay, so now, as I said, not everything you'll get a receipt for. So you take bus or taxi, you have a notebook where you record what you spend. So you can say to the taxman, look, I take bus and so I spend on bus fare for the year or taxi fare for the year. Keep a record of these things. Okay.
How do you account for the salary of workers if you have it in an Excel sheet? Only, is that sufficient? If you can only have it in the Excel sheet, then
you want some proof that you paid this person. You understand? I can make an Excel spreadsheet and put in there $1 million of salary. Right? You want some proof that I pay this person. The person signed something as proof. It protects you as well as the employer. You see, you want some proof, because if anything could happen, this is not an industrial relation course, but it probably happen and the worker take it to the Ministry of Labor. And I know of cases like this happen. The labor laws are written to protect the worker, the weaker party, and not the employer. So if the worker take you to the Ministry of Labor, say never pay them, where's your proof as the employer? An Excel spreadsheet is not proof. And I had know of cases where employees take employees to the Ministry of Labor over dispute over salary, and the employer had no proof that they paid the person. I imagine a case like that right now. The employer has no proof that he paid the person any money. They paid the person, you didn't give me any leave, you didn't give me any this, and the employer operate a kind of slapdash, just hand over the cash every week, and he's in problem now. So you want some proof that they pay the person. Now, Excel spreadsheet is not proof. You can't say it's my company sends my salary to my bank account every month, right? So if I should say I don't get paid, my financial controller can pull up a record and say, see there, send the money to his account on the 25th of September. That's proof, right? You, as an employer, you want some proof that you have paid over this money. So bank transfer is proof, signing is proof, you want some kind of proof.
Okay.
Rule 1, cover your ass. Rule 2, revert to rule number 1.
Correct. Why is drawings classified as expenses when it should be a balance sheet item?
No, you pull money from the business. All right? As the owner for the business, you take money out of the business for your personal use. All right? Once you pull money from the business, you have to account for everything coming out of the business. That's why it comes here on expenses. We're going to get to that later on. We're not going to touch balance sheet, get a bit technical, but when we go to section 2 for tax computation, we'll get you over handle drawings. But once you remove money from the business, you have to account for it. And it is an expense because you take money, you're paying yourself. It's not called a salary because you don't pay taxes on the drawings.
Because it has, the next question is, what if you were in the business, do you pay yourself salary separate from drawings?
No, if you're a self-employed person, your drawing is your salary. Okay. You pay a salary to the employee, your money is got. And the reason why the taxman, you see, you pay taxes on salaries. You don't pay taxes on drawings because the taxman only tax you once, they don't tax you twice. So we'll get to the tax computation section, we're going to handle that comment.
Okay. Someone is asking, if I have a regular 9 to 5 and then I have another job, but one vehicle, how do I account for it?
You have a 9 to 5 and another job, and you have one vehicle?
Yeah.
All right, well, you have the expenses. You got to use the vehicle to do your business. You're going to keep all the expenses, and we're going in the section 2 tax competition section, we're going to handle those questions. So keep those questions. We're going to handle those questions.
All right. What about your car loan? Can that be used as an expense?
If the car is used for the business, okay, the loan, not the entire loan repayment, that's the interest on the loan, is an expense. Yes, it can be claimed. That is part of the business.
Okay. What if you work for a company that only pays cash and you want to pay your taxes? How can you do that?
Well, simply, you can file your return. You can register with TAJ as a self-employed person, and you can file your returns.
Okay. Can expenses for vehicles not in the business name still be claimed for?
Yes, because most small business people don't have, like, if you have a limited liability company, the vehicle can be the company's name. If you're an individual, the vehicle is going to be in your name. But if you use the vehicle for business purposes as well as personal purposes, you can claim back the business expenses. And we're going to get to all that in section 2. A lot of questions are preempting me, but yes.
So someone has 2 jobs. They have their own job, but then they also do some private work. Can they split the petrol cost to show for the private work?
Well, if you use a vehicle for the private job, okay, then first of all, you're going to file one return, and we're going to get to that in the filing section. So you're going to add all your income together from your job and your private job. And if you use a vehicle for private purposes, you can claim expenses, yes.
All right, this is a good question. What if your invoice is in a name other than your name? For example, water bill, like someone is renting from a house or whatever.
The invoice is not in your name, you can't.
Not in their name.
Dangerous thing. If it's not in your name, it's not your invoice.
Mm.
If the light bill is not in my name, it's very different. You understand me? So it's very difficult to claim if you have expense you want it in your name.
Okay. Can I claim mortgage expense if I register the business as a company LTD if I operate from home?
If it's a limited liability company, right, all the business expenses can be claimed. So if you're working from home, we're going to get to that in section 2, where a portion of it can be claimed. We'll get to that in the next section.
So is a salary statement sufficient, like a pay slip?
Yes.
All right. I really would like for him to complete the session first, show the computations, and all right, so people getting tired of the questions.
I don't mind the questions, people. I don't mind.
So could a proof of address help in the case of the utility bill that is in the owner's name?
Yes. No, hold on. The utility bill is not in the name of the individual.
Right, it's not in that person's name. Like say it's in the person that owned the business, the building.
Well, yes, I have shown some proof of address. And you contribute towards the bill. So the person who owns the building, the bill comes in your name, but you pay the bill. So a proof of address, yes, a proof of payment. Yes.
Okay. Someone's asking what they mean by claim.
Means it can be deducted from your income.
All right. All right. I think that's the last of the questions.
Okay. So we got to net income. All right. We're going to do some income adjustment now. John Seller operates from home. Okay. So income adjustment section now. You're going to, the tax band, the Income Tax Act says you can only claim money that is wholly and exclusively used in earning the income. Let me go again. For you to claim an expense against an income, it must be wholly and exclusively used to earn the income. So if the entire amount of that used to earn the income, you can't claim all the money. So John Seller operates from home. So it's going to be assumed that not all the light and the water and the phone and everything was used to earn the income. Some of it for personal use. All right. So we're going to make some adjustment now. The first thing we do, we add to his net income, add back the drawings. So the money you took out for your personal use, you have to add back all that money on your net income. Because you didn't pay the tax on it up here. Now, personal use. It is going to be assumed that you're working from home. The light, the water, the rent, everything, all of it was not used to earn the income. Some of it was personal use. So you rent the building, you live in there, and you do business in there. It's going to be assumed that part of it was used for business. So this is where you use assumptions now. Assumptions come in. You're going to assume that for the entire building, a third of it was used for living and 2/3 for business. So the third that you use for living, a third of the rent was $600. 1/3 of that is $200. We add back that. The light bill up here for $96,000. We're going to assume that a third of it was used to watch TV and it's personal use. We disallow that to add it back. The phone, same thing. You have a cellular phone, you use it for your business, but you use it to make personal calls as well. We disallow a part of that. Same for the water bill. All right. Your motor vehicle now, the question about motor vehicle, you have a vehicle, you have one vehicle. You use a vehicle to go buy, John Seller use a vehicle to go buy his goods for the business, a vehicle to go to church or to the beach. So it's going to be assumed that not all the expenses can be used to claim for the business. Now, if you can prove to the taxman that, look, I have a panel van that I use to do my business, and I have a Toyota Yaris that I use to do personal, then you can say, all right, all the expenses of the vehicle can be used. If you have what's called an industry-specific vehicle, like a garbage truck, now you can't carry a girl to the movie in a garbage truck. That is strictly all expenses claimed for that can be used for business. But if you have one vehicle using for both business and personal, you're going to assume that some of the expenses are for personal use, and you have to disallow that, add it back. You can't claim all those money. So the petrol, the insurance for the motor vehicle, and the repairs. For the person who spoke about mortgage, if you're operating for a mortgage, yes, you can claim back a portion of it. All right, and we have a total adjustments here. We add up all of these here, from the drawings to here, we get total adjustments, and we add it back to a net profit to get our adjusted net income. Questions now?
All right. I'm not seeing any new questions yet.
I'm surprised.
Okay.
This is the section where I was asking about. So you once you can prove that yes, I am working from home, you're going to assume that not everything can be. So for example, now, if John Seller lives in Barbican and operates a wholesale on Princess Street, John Seller can prove that all the expenses from the Princess Street wholesale, the light, the water, everything, all of that can be used to reduce his taxes. All right? If you can prove that they live somewhere and work somewhere else, then fine. But if you live and work same place, you're operating from out of your home, you have to use a portion of it. Now, I use 1/3 here. People ask me why 1/3? There are no laws considering it. It's called discretionary.
All right, persons are asking you to please repeat. We have more than 5 persons asking you to please repeat.
Repeat what?
It seems everything.
All right. Okay. So we got the net income. Hope everybody understand us there. Where we had our sales. John still operated wholesale, his total sales for the year. He deducted his total purchases. He got what's called the gross profit. He got all his expenses, rent, electricity, phone, water, salary, joint, everything. He got total that. You subtract expenses from gross profit, and you get your net income. Now, he was operating from home. The law states that for you to claim, deduct expenses from income must be wholly and exclusively used to earn the income. So if John Seller lived in Barbican and operated a wholesale on Princess Street, then all these expenses could be used. But he was not doing it. He was operating, living and working same place. Okay? So we have to adjust the income now by what we call personal use. The drawings, we have to disallow because he didn't pay the tax on it. The rent, we're going to assume, and there are no laws here. This is called discretionary. You use your discretion in doing this one. We're going to assume that 1/3 of the premises was used for living and 2/3 for business. If 1/3 was used for living, then 1/3 of all these expenses here cannot be used to reduce his taxes. So we add them back, call it personal use. So 1/3 of the rent, 1/3 of the light, 1/3 of the phone, 1/3 of the water. He has one motor vehicle that he uses for both business and personal. So it's going to be assumed that some of the expenses are for personal use. I have to add those back. If you can prove to the taxman that you have a vehicle specifically used for the business, then fine. Or you have what's called an industry-specific vehicle, let's say like a garbage truck, a tractor, something that can only be used for the business, then fine.
Okay, so let's go back to the questions then.
Hold on. We total all the adjustments from here to here, from here down to here. We total all this. I will get this figure right here. I will now add it back to the net income to get to adjusted net income, and this is what the taxman is interested in. Oh, hold on. So-called. This figure here is what the taxman is interested in. Not this figure, not this figure, this one right here. This is what the taxman coming for now.
Okay. So, my two questions. Do we have to provide proof of the split between personal and business?
No, you don't have to provide proof. You can, if you are if a taxman come to audit, first of all, only if taxman come to audit, you can say, all right, you don't have to provide proof, but you can say, this is how I arrived at this. As I say, it's discretionary. There's no law governing it. So you can say the taxman, I use 1/3 because so and so, or I use 40% or 50% because so and so and so.
Mm-hmm. All right. If you are operating a business, and say, for example, you import goods from overseas and the shipment custom charges come in your name, can you claim GCT on that?
Are you going to GCT? Now that different taxation thing, we don't want to touch that here. You can only charge GCT if you are qualified to charge GCT. So for example, for you to qualify to charge GCT, this figure here must be in excess of $10 million per annum. And you have to apply to TAJ for permission to charge GCT. Okay? Now, if this figure is below the 10 million, you cannot charge GCT. The GCT, you add it back to your purchase price, and the figure will go here in your purchases.
Okay.
And you can't charge your clients GCT if you're not qualified, if you're not certified to charge GCT. It's a criminal offense to charge GCT if you're not certified to do it.
Mm. All right. So back to the payslip question regarding the employees. If I have a payslip for each worker, even without signature, does that cover me?
Sure, yes, you can, yes.
All right. This assumption is in accordance with tax laws. What assumption was that? Just an assumption that is allowed by tax administration or depending on my business. The disallowed can be 2/3, depending.
As I'm saying, there are no laws governing this. It is discretionary, but you have to can prove why you use what you use. If you can say to the taxman, look, I live in 2/3 of the premises, only 1/3 use for business, then fine.
Mm-hmm. What if you operate more than one business out of the home?
Well, what about that? What are they asking?
I guess they're trying to find out if they operate 2 businesses, can it be more than 1/3?
In terms of, it depends that I'm saying. If the business take up more than 1/3 of the space, then fine.
Okay.
But no matter how much business you have, you have to file one return at the end of the year.
Mm. If you work from home for 12 hours as opposed to 8 hours, can you claim more?
I don't understand the question. If you work for 12 hours?
Yeah, as opposed to
claim more.
Claim more, I guess, on their rent and instead of the 1/3.
It don't have to do the amount of hours you work, the amount of space that you use.
All right.
Or the amount of electricity that you use. It all depends. That's it's discretionary.
How do you determine how much of the net income is for adjustments?
No, what I'm saying, the entire net income here, we're going to make adjustments to it. I will make adjustments by doing this.
All right, another question. You mentioned 1/3 for utilities, but what 1/3 for vehicle and maintenance?
Again, why? What about vehicle?
They're asking if you're taking 1/3 for utilities, why would it be 1/3 for vehicles and maintenance?
As I said, that part is discretionary. If you can show to the taxman that 50% of the time I use it for business, then 50% or 60%. As I'm saying, these figures here are discretionary. The onus of proof is on you. If you use your vehicle more majority for business and less for personal use, then it's up to you. The percentage is up to you. There are no laws governing this. It is discretionary. But whatever you use, you must be able to defend it should the taxman come and say, oh, why this?
Mm-hmm. All right, someone was asking you to repeat the interest on a motor vehicle loan. Can I apportion the interest for the year?
Yes, you can.
All right. My question is, why are we adding the personal portion of the expenses back to the net income and not the business portion?
All right. All these figures of the business here is the business up here. The business earned this, business gross profit, and you deducted all these money. If all this money come from the business, you know, there's the business that paid all this money right here. All right. All these money are business expenses. But you're saying you operate, this is the only source of income you have. No, the business paid all this. But what the taxman is saying is that for you to claim all this money for business expenses, it must be wholly exclusive use or in the business. So for example, I said if John Seller lived in Barbican and John Seller had a wholesale downtown, then all this money here could be claimed as business expense. All right? But that's not the case. He lives and works same place. So the business, all this money came out of the business paid out all this money. But some of this money was for personal use because he lived and worked same place. So what you do after we found the net profit on the business, we then find out what are the personal amount we use and add that back because that's not allowable to come to adjusted net income.
We have a number of questions asking you to go over the disallowance of the drawing again.
All right, so the drawing is the money that you take out for your personal use, for you to live on. I don't want to use personal, but you live, the money that you take out for your salary. Now the taxman, as I said, tax you once. So the workers here, the worker that you pay this money to, by right, legally to take out of NIS or NHT tax and everything after that. You, the business owner, the taxman only tax you one time on your net. So the money you take out here, out of the business for yourself, right? You didn't pay any tax on it. The taxman here is saying add it back in calculating your adjusted, because he's going to tax you now on your adjusted income. This is what the taxman is interested in. This figure here. So you add back your drawings in your adjustment statement.
Okay. What other allowances are you afforded to reduce your net income? Example, capital allowances and employment tax credit?
All right, you see, I don't want to get too technical because I'm trying to keep this simple. When we get to filing the return, we get to capital allowances. But I don't want to, that is a big, capital allowance is a big technical, very technical. So I don't want to go there today. We're going to file in the SO4 form, we'll touch on capital allowances.
All right. Persons are asking if, just to be clear, if my sales are below the threshold, I should not charge my customers GCT, correct?
If you are below $10 million per annum, you cannot charge GCT. It's illegal to do so. If you hit the $10 million threshold, you can now apply to TAJ for permission to do so. There's a process you go through and they certify you, you get a certificate, and then you can go ahead and charge. If you charge it, if you're not certified to charge, you charge GCT, it's a criminal offense.
All right. Someone is asking if you could repeat how the adjusted income is done.
We now move on to the
I know I'm done with this after this.
All right, so we said here, we start with the sales, subtract to the purchases, we get to a gross profit, we deduct all the business expenses, total here, the total expenses from your gross profit give you your net income. All right, after the income, we will make adjustments for personal use. So we say, all right, we add back with drawings here. We take a third of the rent, the light, the water, the phone, everything, or came to adjustments. We add the adjustments back to a net income now to get what's called adjusted net income. God, this is what a taxman is coming for now. It's not coming for this, he's coming for this figure right here.
Mhm. All right. Someone's asking if they want some cash as a prize and use a portion to make purchases for their business, how would that work in there?
If you use what?
They want some money and they used it to make some purchases.
They want some money.
No, they won, as in win.
One. Oh,
Yeah.
like big, like lottery or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they turn around and use it in their business.
Mhm.
How would they claim for that?
Well, you come on the purchases. When you buy the
Okay.
goods, it comes to purchases, those purchases. Mhm.
Someone saying, so you are charged GCT on every expense and purchase, but not allowed to charge tax on your prices. Are you
Well,
required to pay over GCT to government since you're not permitted to?
no, well, that's what happened. What happened now, you know? All right.
Mhm.
If you're buying goods with GCT, right, and you're not qualified to charge it, when you're going to sell back the goods, you include it in your selling price. So you buy something, what, a $10,000 plus tax, and you pay $11,500. When you go and sell back the goods, you mark up the $11,500 with your 20% or whatever it is, and you sell it back, so you don't lose.
All right, let's move on. Okay.
All right. Okay. Time to start calculating now. All right. NIS, National Insurance. For the self-employed person, it is 6% of this figure right here, to a maximum of $5 million. So what do I mean by that? Once you're below $5 million, it is 6% of that figure. Once you get to 5 million, it's 6% of 5 million. If you pass 5 million, it is 6% of 5 million. Let me go again. It is 6% of your adjusted income to restrict it to a maximum of $5 million. So if this figure here is below 5 million, it's 6% of that figure. If this figure gets to 5 million, it's 6% of 5 million. If you get to 6 million, it's 6% of 5 million. Get to 10 million, 6% of 5, restricted to 5 million. So if I had 6% of this figure right here, I'll put here, NIS. All right? You then deduct your NIS from your adjusted net income, and you get this figure right here. Okay, and this takes care of NIS. We're now going to calculate our taxes. Everybody clear NIS first of all? 6% of your income? All right. We're now going to calculate our taxes. But before we calculate taxes, see this figure right here? The taxman gives what's called a threshold. And the threshold is now $1.5 million, or to be exact, $1,500,096. What is that figure? That's a famous figure. The taxman is saying if you earn less than that figure right there, you don't pay any taxes. If you earn above that figure, you pay the difference of that figure in taxes. Let me go again. The threshold of $1.5 million. If you earn that figure and below, you don't pay any taxes. If you earn above that figure, you pay the difference in taxes. So you subtract the 1.5 from this, and you get this. And then the tax will calculate 25% of this figure right here to get what's called your tax. All right. Then we get to education tax, which is 2.25% of here. Everybody okay? Okay. Then we get to NHT, which is 3% of this figure here, give us here.
Someone asking how the statutory figure was achieved, to go over that.
All right. we got to our adjusted net income. All right. Then we calculate NIS, just 6% of this figure right here. 6% of this should give you this figure right here. You subtract the NIS from the adjusted net income, they also call it statutory income. So this minus this give you this. We're now going to calculate our taxes. The taxman say he don't want all of this figure right here. The taxman fear now. He don't want all of this. So it's giving you $1.5 million out of that figure. So you subtract the 1.5 from this, you get this. And then the taxman take 25% of this figure right here to give you that figure right here.
Okay, they're asking why was NIS deducted when computing NHT?
When computing NHT?
Yeah, why was NIS deducted?
No, well, what happened? It's on here. You calculate the tax on this figure here, and all the deductions on this figure.
All right. Regarding NIS, what if you have a regular job that reaches the threshold? How do you account for it?
When we come to file the returns, we'll talk about that.
All right. If I have a pickup that is licensed as a commercial vehicle, can I claim 100% of expenses?
If you can, do you have any other vehicle besides that pickup vehicle? That's the question.
It seems that that's the
because
vehicle.
if that's the only vehicle you have, you can't tell the taxman that you don't use it to your personal business. Is that way to buy that?
All right, let's move on.
All right. So you have your tax, your education tax, your NHT, your NIS, and you add up all of them and you get this big figure right here. And you subtract it from that, and this is what you end up with. After all the deductions, what you end up with. So these are all what you're going, for 1 year, this is what you're going to pay the taxman. Questions?
Why does the education tax say percentage after adjusted statutory income and the others, example, NHT, says a percentage of just statutory income?
The same, this figure right here, the same thing. Sorry, it's the same thing. This figure, we're calculating on this figure right here.
All right.
Statutory income.
Someone's asking you to scroll back up to the percentage values.
Of which percentage values?
I think it's right there. Income
These
tax.
here?
How do you calculate monthly income tax?
Well, just like with the annual income tax is divided by 12. So for example, if this figure here, you divide it by 12, I get 125,008, and you subtract that from your monthly figure and work out the tax, the NIS, and work out the tax. When you go into payroll taxes, which is different from here.
All right, so someone's asking if these rates are the same for companies.
The rates, yes, 25% same for the companies, yes. But for companies, you're not going to pay NIS and NHT, you know. These are for individual companies. Companies now, they pay payroll taxes, so the rates are the income tax for companies is 25%, just like the individual, like sole trader. But companies now, the NIS and the NHT is done on the payroll.
Okay.
So the rates are a bit different.
If I am paying NIS at my regular job, would I still need to account for it in my private business?
Yes. When we're going to file the returns, we're going to get to that there.
Someone's asking why full 6% of NIS and not 3%?
Well, in the working world, the employee pays 3% and the employer pays 3%. In the individual world, the taxman lick you 6% one time. You're 3 plus the employer's 3. That's why I pay 6.
All right. All right, so let's move on now.
All right, so can we take a 5-minute break here because we're going to move from here now onto filing the return. So we're taking a 5-minute break and then we'll come back shortly.
All right.
And get your SO4 papers out. People are going to physically your pen are going to start to write now. All right, so 5 minutes and we'll come back.
Okay. Okay, so the persons that are sending their email, just send an email to JNR CLT Relations Officer. Let me make sure that I have her email correct. JNR CLR ELATIONS officer at ucc.edu.jm. Those persons that don't have the file, send that to her and she'll send it to you. Our direct message, Shakira Monroe. Okay.
Colin,
Colin stepped away.
well, his screen.
Share your email in the chat, Shakira.
Hello?
Hi, we're here.
Okay. Hello? Is what? Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Is everybody seeing the screen? Can you?
No, you have to reshare again.
Okay. Stop sharing. All right. Share screen. See it now?
Yeah. SO4.
Okay. So we want to get the SO4 forms out. All right, I'm going to actually file a tax return now for John Seller. All right, so take 5 minutes and fill out the top part. That's all the information I have here. Just take 2 minutes and write up all this part here. Put in his NIS number. Which is so let me know if you just fill out the information you see up here on the top of your screen. And let me know when you're ready. Everybody ready?
Let's go ahead.
All right, so section 3, are you in the Gainesville Point, Jamaica? You put yes there. I will go down to section B now. All right, section B, it says here gross receipts, sales income. What figure do I put there? We're working this in real time now, people. And you can feel free to speak, you know, like feedback. I know what I'm talking to. Gross receipts, sales income. What figure do I put here? Look at Excel spreadsheet. Hello? You can speak, you know, people. I typed in the chat. Nobody say anything? Are you put the income figure here of 5, 1, 5, 1.
So 5122416.
416. Okay. All right. Which very person can tell me the cost of goods sold? What figure is that? What?
3216651.
No. Cost of goods sold. That would be a purchase figure with 19.
Yeah.
1905.
Mhm.
765.
Yes, all right. Yes. Now, what is the gross profit now? What figure go right there? It's on the paper,
That's
the
the
people.
3216651.
Right. Now, the business admin expenses now. They're like a bit tricky now. What figure do I put there? Look on the sheet. The total expenses. Let me help you. 1859036. Everybody see that?
Yeah. Some of them are answering in the question and answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say hand go over say Shakira Monroe hand is up. Everybody have that figure? I'm going to assume silence means yes. All right. Net adjustment now. Which right by first guy came up with the net adjustment. Yeah. Nobody knows? All right, I'm putting
819679. At
Oh.
least that's what I'm seeing.
Okay, all right, yes, good. Now, it says here, subtract line 4 from line 5, and the figure, that figure comes right here. So you're going to subtract 819 from 1869 and tell them what you get. Subtract 1859036 from 8198,679 and tell them what you get. Come, this is pet maths in people. Come now.
1039357.
All right. Now, for box number 7 now, it says you subtract line 3 from line 6. You can subtract the 3216 and the 1039 and tell them what you get. Box 3 from box 6 and tell them what figure you get.
Okay, more than one person is saying 2177294.
Okay. Does that figure look familiar? Look on the Excel sheet at adjusted net income and tell me what you see there. All right. So that's that figure. Now, this form is designed to capture all income. So we'll quickly run through this form now. Section 8 says share partnership income. This is if you have a partnership and you get your shared income, you put right there, but it's don't apply here. Section 9 says gross rental from land, house, or other. So if John still have a house that him rent out, apart from him wholesale or a half side of house, you total up the income for the year and put it right there. So if you're renting out property, you have to put the figure here. All right. Income from employment and offices. We're going to section 12 now. So this was for the person who knows. So let's say you have a job, a 9-to-5 job, but you're doing a business on the side. At the end of the year, you ask your boss what's called a P24 form. That will have on your gross pay for the year, your NIC, NHT, and everything. So you put in the gross pay for the year right here. So for those people, the question from the people, if you have a job and a business on the side or a side hustle, when you're filling out this form, you ask the boss for a P24, and you add up the P24 we have on the gross pay, your tax, the NS and everything, you put the gross pay right here. Cash allowances, any allowances you get from your job, you put there as well. Income from other employment, section 16. So you have more than one job, you have a full-time job, you have a part-time job, you get income from the part-time job and put right here as well. This form captures all income because you pay taxes on all income. Okay, now it says here, NI is deducted by employer. The person who asks a question, suppose you have a job and you pay NIS already. So the NIS that you pay, that your boss take out of your pay, you're going to put it here so to reduce the income. Income from domestic embassies, all right, this don't really apply here. We go to the box 28. There's pensions. So you get, let's say you retire, you're getting pension. You put the pension income here. Dividends, let's say you have some shares in NCB and JMMB and anything, they get dividends a year time. You get a dividend certificate, and you put the dividends figure right here. All income. All right, going down now to income from sources outside the island. So you people get your Western Union money from foreign that your mother sent down or your gentleman sent down, you total it up and you put it right here. Other income, box 46. This captures all income. So ladies, your gentleman give you like a fixed up amount time, like a 50,000 a month, you total it up for the year and you put it right here. And this captures all the income that are available. Any questions? Any questions? All right. So in box 49.
Someone
yes.
asking, why do you need to report your gifts?
Section 5, subsection 1 states all income, all excludes none. So any income you get is supposed to be there.
They want to know why maintenance is taxable.
Maintenance meaning what? the money from the gentleman?
Seems so. So if my question is, so if my husband gives me money for personal use, should it go there?
What they cannot treat marriage a bit different. So if the wife gets money from the husband, that can be treated differently. But can you turn off the recording?
Okay.
All right.
Someone asking you to work out the education tax.
We still get there, so because we did it already, but we're going to do it back here on this form. So don't worry. All right. You move it the 2177294. You put it back in box 7 in section C. Now, section D is called deductions and statutory income. Somebody asked about capital allowance. If you have fixed assets, machinery, equipment, and things like those, you're allowed to, over time, they lose value. In accounting, you call that depreciation. All right? you're allowed to claim back for these things to reduce your taxes. It's called capital allowance. Now, capital allowance is not going to be a class all by itself, so it's not something I can teach here. All right. So we don't have any fixed assets, because if you can depreciate your assets over time and you can use it to reduce your taxes, but that's very technical and don't go here. So, all right. All right. Allow, now it says NIS paid on income from self-employment. All right, let me put it here. So the 130, 638, I'm going to put here. Put this back in box 3, 2177, 294. All right, so look what I'm doing in box 3. On a section D, you put by the 2177, 294, without taking any capital allowance. In box 7, you put the NIS, which is 6% of this figure here. Everything work out there. It's an Excel spreadsheet that you have. All we're doing is transfer the information out to this figure, right, to this sheet right here. That's all we're doing. So the 6% of this figure right here, put it back in box 7 here. All right. And you put it back here in box 8. And you subtract 8 from 3, and you get this figure right here, 2046656. That gives you some time to catch up.
Persons are asking if there'll be a session for those that are employed by international companies, not local businesses, and don't have any local source of income.
Yeah, you have to answer that question.
I don't know how many persons there are that would need that. So we'll see. Or maybe you can do it in the.
But by right, even if you're employed overseas, it says here, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Comment in a section, it says, here the income from domestic employment, embassies, etc. goes right here. So if you're working on an embassy, you put them right here. You still pay taxes. Hold on. I'm in a session now. What I'm talking about. All right. So if you work at an embassy, you put that figure right there. So this form captures that. I need to pay your taxes. Teddy, can you turn off the recording again?
Shamar?
It's off?
No, not yet. Shamar, stop recording, please. All right, 1 second. Shamar is not responding.
Oh, you can't turn it off. All right, let me go on. We'll go back to that question later. All right. So where were we now? We were down at, yes, we're down at section D, box 9, the 2046656. All right. Now, this section here, allowable available losses. Let us say you have a business and you made a loss of $500,000 in 2020. You don't pay tax on losses. You don't pay a tax. 2021, you make a profit of, say, 800,000. You carry forward the $500,000 loss, subtract it from the 800,000, you get 300,000, and you pay the tax on 300,000 at the entire 800,000. So you can carry losses forward, allowable losses. but there's none here. All right. So section F now, computation of income tax. All right. So statutory income in line D, you put the 2046656.
All right, I have control to stop recording now.
You stop?
All right, 1 second.
In the taxes now. So in box number 3, you put the entire, the $1.5 million, $96 here. All right. Now 1.5 million times 0 equals what? Anybody? 1.5 million times 0 equals 0. All right. Now 1.5 minus 2046 will give us
Wendy Freckleton had a question.
That's okay. I was answering the question before, which was 0. That's
okay. It take too long. All right. So you subtract the 1.5 from the 2046 and get this figure right here. And if I find 25% of it, I get that figure right here. All right. We're going to the tax credit section now. So, but after employment tax credit, that goes in box 14. If you have any of those. For the people who work now, the PAYE people who have a 9-to-5 job and a side hustle, your boss did take tax out of your pay for the year. When you get the P24, the tax that the boss take out, you put it back right here. Okay, you're going to minus this now to reduce your tax. Okay, it's in the taxman fear now. If you pay a tax already, you're not going to tax it 2 times. So the tax that you pay in your 9-to-5 job, you're going to subtract it from your business tax to reduce your taxes. And if your 9-to-5 taxes come to more than your business tax, then you get a refund. Any question here?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me unmute them. JMG, you had a question? All right, they're not bothering.
All right. So we don't have any of that right here. And if you have, like you get your dividends and you pay taxes on it, this is the claim back section where you claim back taxes. So if you pay taxes on your dividends, you put that back right here. Tax on employment, put that here to reduce your taxes. Johnson didn't have any of that.
Odan wanted to know, if your salary income tax comes before your business tax, then you get a refund?
If you're, yes. Yeah, tax refund.
And how do you apply for a tax refund?
You can apply online. What you need, everything is on online now. You have to register for online filing first. You can get all that. You can either leave you can either leave the credit and carry forward next year, or you can take the refund. It all depends.
J, you had a question?
136.
All right, Sasha, you had a question?
Yes, I do. I had asked and then I got kicked off. I'm
Hello?
not sure.
Oh,
Hello?
sorry.
Mhm.
Yes, I had asked. I got kicked off, so I'm not sure if it was answered. I was asking about if I donate money to like a children's home.
If you donate to reputable charitable organizations, you can claim back. It comes under the exemption section. The exemption section. Right. So if you donate under section 12, if you donate to reputable charitable organization, approved charities, you can claim back that, yes.
Okay, thank you.
But make sure it's an approved charity. And not every church and every charity that are approved, understand?
Even if I get like a receipt or a certificate or something from
just
them?
make sure it is approved by TAJ, by the government. Not every organization, not every church are approved. If it's not approved, you can't claim it. So getting a certificate is one thing, but that has to be approved. Ensure it's approved first. Let the organization show you that they'll get approval for tax-free status. You understand?
Yeah.
Let them prove that to you, that they have tax-free status before you donate your money.
Okay, thank you.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so I was asking a question because they're saying that once you open a business, you're supposed to pay tax. But for example, I just started the business. I want to pay the tax, I don't want to fall in problem, but my income is more than, like, way more. Like, for example,
you sound a bit, all right, back up. You sound a bit muffled. Go again.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
So, for example, say I would get paid 500,000 for the year, and you know that I get paid by government, so all my taxes paid, right?
But you have to get more than 1.5 million to pay the taxes.
So if I don't make more than 1.5 million, what you do to sort out?
No, well, if your salary is below 1.5 million a year, you don't pay income tax, but you still pay NS and initial education tax. Understand?
No, what I'm saying is they say you still need to show proof that you didn't make more than the 1.5. So is it that?
What are you asking? That you have a job and a business?
Yes.
All right, and in the job, did you pay taxes in the job?
Yes.
All right.
And it's less than 1.5, and the business is less than 1.5.
No, hold on. If your salary is less than 1.5, you're not going to pay any income tax. If when you add up, if the business taxes to come to less than 1.5, you're not going to pay any tax at all on both of them.
So you don't sign up a form to show proof?
You have what's called, you got your employer as what's called a P24 form. Okay. And you attach a P24 to this thing here. Your P24, we have all the gross pay that the boss pay you, all the tax that the boss deduct, the NIS, energy, education tax, and everything. The P24 have all that information. And you're going to attach it to this here, to this form here.
What I'm saying, not for me, my job, for the business. How would I prove that?
That's what I said. Our tax system is called self-assessment. You tell the taxman how much money you earn, and you tell the taxman how much taxes you must pay. But you must be honest now with all the information.
Okay.
Now, if the audit, because you can be selected for audit, then if you're not speaking the truth, then you can find yourself in trouble. But all this form here is you must tell the taxman how much money you earn. You must tell him how much money you collect from the rent that you rent out the house to. You must tell him how much money you get off of the taxi that you run on the road. You must tell him how much money the gentleman give you on time, etc., etc.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So going on now to the education tax. It was
Quick question. Yeah, you made a statement. I'd asked them to ask you to repeat. But when you said that if your income tax comes before the business tax, then you get you're eligible for
a refund.
Refund. Can you explain that? What do you mean come before?
No, that means
when you were making the
let us say you have a job and your
Yeah.
boss take out $200,000 of tax for the year, income
Yeah.
tax, out there pay.
Yeah.
You have a business, and the tax work out to $100,000. All right?
Yeah.
Your $200,000 that you take out, that you pay already is more than $100,000. You get a refund of $100,000.
Oh, okay. Now that sound bad.
Okay.
That sounds good. All right. Thank you. That's what I wanted clarification.
All right. So we'll get to the education tax now under section 4. We're putting in the 2.25%.
We actually have
Hello.
3 more questions.
I have one more question, sorry. In section D, deductions and statutory income. Why did we put
Section D?
D as in dog?
D
Yeah.
as in dog, EF.
Yeah.
D, deduction.
Yeah. Why didn't we put the NIS on the NIS paid on income from self-employment?
That's
Why
where-
was it in line 7 and line?
That's where it must go, and then it total up to line 7. Right?
Oh, so just skip that step. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
right.
Okay, I was just wondering. All right, thank you.
All right. Then we'll put in the education tax, which is the 46,049.76. You look on the sheet, you will see it. All right. So I have NIS there, right? Okay. We're going to skip now. We're going to go down to SO4 Schedule A. We're going to record the NHT now. Putting all the stuff up here, so I'm going to waste time with that. All right, we're going to go down to the section C down by the bottom. Yes.
Yes, excuse me. Just a point. You said that if persons are self-employed and employed, just a correction, both incomes will be aggregated, and if they're above the income tax threshold, then they will be charged income tax.
Right.
So both
No.
the SO4.
No.
And aggregated.
All income come together. No. If you pay taxes in your job, right? Got the tax man fear, money tax at one time. If you pay taxes in your job, your boss don't take out tax to your pay already in your job. All right? When you work out the tax now and the business and everything now, you subtract the tax that you pay in your job from the taxes that they calculate. If you tax in your job more than the taxes they calculate, you get a refund.
So what I'm saying, if you are below the threshold in your employment and your self-employment income brings you above the threshold, you will be charged the income.
Yes.
So it's not separated. They would have deducted all the other taxes, but because you are below the threshold.
Right. So what I'm saying, if you're below the threshold in your job, no tax would have been deducted. All right? All right? Hello?
Yes.
Right. If you're below the threshold in your job, no tax would have been deducted. But if when you put on the business money on top of it now, you go up with the threshold, then some tax, yes.
Yes, then you will be charged. Once the total aggregate of all income is above the PAYE threshold, then you'll be charged income tax.
All right. So we're going to Schedule A, SO4 Schedule A, the NHT schedule. Everybody? We won't bother waste time filling out up here, so. And we'll go down to section C, computation of NHT. You put in the income, you find 3% of it, and get the figure right here. You can drop that in. All right. We won't bother waste time with NIS, because work that out already. Work with the NIS already. So we won't bother waste time going back over that again. So you're going to go back up now, going to scroll back up now to section H. All right, we're going to summarize everything now. The income tax is 136, 640.
Okay, Flasher.
Hey, yes, good day. I know you said you answered the question about NIS. This is where I always have an issue. I'm the one that normally do the filing for my husband.
Mhm.
When I'm doing that, we always have an issue right there because his primary job takes him over the threshold for NIS. And
No,
when
no, you pay NIS no matter how much money you earn. Threshold don't apply for NIS.
but that's what the people at the tax office keep telling us,
What are they telling you?
that we have reached a threshold of what, 700 and something $1,000.
Oh, hold on. 5 million.
NIS, you know.
Hold on. NIS, you restrict, you go up to 5 million. It is 6% up to a maximum of $5 million. What's Christine asking? Go ahead.
Right, no, right. Because as I said, when I do it that way, they keep saying that I've reached the threshold. And because of that, when I'm calculating, there is always a red flag at the NIS. So every time I have submitted his SO4 and all of his filings and everything, the NIS is always in red.
All right. What happened? If as I said before, as I say on this sheet, you're restricted to $5 million. So meaning what the problem means is that when you add up your husband's salary plus your business money, it passes the 5 million.
No, sir, not NIS. Not NIS.
I don't understand it.
I don't know, because as I said, it's a running problem that I keep having. 1 year when we filed, we found out that the organization that he was working at was using the wrong threshold to calculate. So when I did the calculation, I end up finding that when I did a rough calculation, let's say he was supposed to pay $250,000 in taxes. Like income tax, like $250,000 in income tax. When I did the calculation, I was getting like he had to pay like $350,000. And I kept saying, I don't understand why. When I check it out, the organization was using the wrong threshold. When, you know, that year when it came on to like January, it was changed. And
Three million to 5 million, right?
Right. And then there was another time when they came up with that if you go up to this figure, you pay that figure. You use that percentage, and when you reach up to 6 million, you pay that percentage. And then when you reach to another figure, you pay another percentage. They weren't applying it. So because of that, we end up having a big problem. So right now, if you look on his filing, his NIS are always in the red. If not red, it is always in the green. And when it's in green, it means that he pays more than what he has been audited to pay. Or if it is in red, it means that he owes them for NIS.
You need an accountant.
Yeah, I've taken, well, maybe I need a good accountant, because I've taken it to an accountant already and they couldn't help me, and I had to sit down and put through myself, and I don't even have an accounting, nothing. I never did accounting.
If it weren't on YouTube now, I'd tell you something, but I work with JBDC, so I can't do this stuff.
All right.
All right. All right. So we'll go back up now to the section here, section H, summary, section I, the summary section. So we'll put in the income tax, that already. We're putting the education tax now, which is 49.76. And then we'll put in the NIS of 130, 638. And I'll put in the NHT, which is 61, 399.68. And then some bright person total up all this and tell me what you get. Pet maths people, come on, come.
I'm seeing 374,727.45.
Okay. Okay. And that's the money now they're going to pay the tax man at the end of the year. Now, section K, it says, any false statement made herein will render you to liable to penalties and criminal charges. You can go and sign it now. I finished signing, everybody? I have now filed your tax returns. Give yourself a hand.
Can I go ahead with my question?
Yep.
Is there such a thing as nil return? And if there is, what is it?
Of course, if nothing happened for the year, then you file a nil return. Just put 0, 0, 0, 0 and send it in.
If nothing happens, or if you operated but made no money?
No, no, no. If you operate, you have to file a return. If you make a loss, you make a loss. If nothing happened any at all, you didn't operate no business at all, then it's a nil. But if you operate and made a loss, you still have to file a return.
Okay, thank you.
Lamar?
Yes, good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to find out though, these deductions like the NIS and well, all the deduction, the tax and such, is it coming from my pocket or is it coming from my staff?
You're coming from your pocket, you're self-employed, you are paying the money here.
Okay. So if my business making $5 million, it's a lot of tax I would be paid.
After you make all the deductions and everything, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Good day. Just checking, will you be doing the estimate as well?
No, not in the estimate as well. No, not in the estimate here, but it was so if recording was on, I could not tell you a whole heap of things, but you see, I can't tell you certain things. But no.
Estimate meaning that the estimate for next year, like for example.
No, I know the estimate taxes. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. But that one, no, you just got an estimate of what you want to next year and put it in.
Okay, because they always tell you have to put whatever figure is in line, what 37 or something like that.
See, there are things.
But the problem with us is that because you have your primary job and then you have the side hustle. Every time I put that, the tax people keep sending us that we need to pay money.
You see, there are things I cannot say because they're being recorded on YouTube.
All right, point taken.
I don't want to put my organization in trouble.
Shade?
Hello, yes, question. So this tax that I'll be paying, can I record it as an expense for next year, or this is not an expense at all?
What, the taxes?
Yeah.
That's not an expense. No, I can't do that. No.
So I can't say, all right, look, I'll pay this money out of the business. It's a business. I can't file it as nothing at all.
Nope.
I love that. Okay.
So we still have to go through the other form as well?
What other form? We'll finish now.
We finish? All right. So we have a few questions, so I'll allow them to talk. You should go ahead.
Sir, can you scroll up back to section F family?
F?
Yes.
EF. F. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Section F. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a feedback.
Okay, can you go to section G now?
G.
Yes.
G is down here. Section G here. Competition of education tax. Okay.
Is it possible you can work out the education tax?
If I can do what?
Work out the education tax.
All right. This is going to be. Going to be 2-0. I'll get some serious feedback. Hold on. Anyway, it is. You get it's 2046656 the statutory income, and you find 2.25% of that. If you look on the Excel sheet that you have, I work it out there already.
Sasha again, sorry for the banging in the background, but the estimated return, is it a must that you have to file that?
Yes.
And when do you do that? Do you do that at any time?
No, you know after you do this, or if you do the same time you're filing this return. You file the estimated taxes at the same time.
Also, that is a different document altogether.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Wendy, you have a question? Wendy Freckleton?
Yes, I joined a bit late. The Excel document he speaks about, is it possible for it to be sent to me? As well as the
Sure. Yeah, man. It's possible we'll send those to you.
There were some questions in the chat. Let's see, let me go back up. How long after I register a business do I need to file taxes?
Well, the tax year is from January 1 to December 31 each year. So once you register the business, by the following year, if let's say register it in June of 2021, then come March 15, 2022, you have to file.
Okay. Advise the participants without a TAJ e-services account to apply for one, as most filing are not done directly online, all paperless.
What's that?
I already deleted it. Are you supposed to file while business is being set up? No, that question was already answered. What constitutes as rental expenses when listing rental as an income?
Well, no, rental as an income means if you rent out property and collect rent, that's rental income, and that goes in the income section. If you are paying rent to a landlord for the place you occupy, that's rental expense.
And yes, it is being recorded and it should be sent out by Monday.
Should be sent out by Tuesday.
Okay, so Shakira will send it out to you, or our marketing department will send it out on Tuesday. What kind of tax exceptions are available to hotel operators?
All right, those are other exemptions are there in a hotel that can't say hotels they come on limited liability companies and not so much sole traders, and there are different exemptions here. So that's the kettle of fish. I don't want to try it here.
I have an e-commerce app with clients in the US. How does double taxation affect me?
All right, I'm not sure about taxation, but you file here. Do you pay tax in the States?
It seems, let's assume that the person doesn't pay tax in the States, but they are paying in Jamaica.
No, if you pay, no, if you're just paying taxes in Jamaica, does this apply? So I don't know if you said double taxation, are you paying taxes in the state?
It was a question that was asked.
If you're paying tax in the States, I'm not 100% sure double taxation treaty. I know there is one, but I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to give you an answer here. But the form caters to double taxation.
Someone's asking, if you started a job in the 3rd quarter of the year and income tax was deducted, can you get a refund?
No, if you have a 9-to-5 job and you have a business on the side, whatever tax you pay in that 9-to-5 job, no matter what quarter or month, can be claimed back here.
What is the penalty for late submissions?
I don't remember. 5,000 a month and for the place. I don't remember the exact penalties. I don't remember. But there's some serious penalties. The best not to do it late.
So someone's saying that for the period of COVID, they didn't get any money, no business, and they weren't aware of the NIL returns. Can they still submit now?
Yes, but it's very late now. We're going to get some serious penalty just for late returns.
Can you file for partnerships using the SO4?
Yes.
So persons are asking if they work from home, how do they account for rent, expenses, calculate electricity and internet?
We just went through that.
We went through that.
Went through that.
1/3.
It is. We use a third, but it's discretionary. So you use your discretion.
Are all pension plans approved for deduction?
And not necessarily. Before you see, ensure that if you're in a plan is an approved pension scheme, like a pension scheme at your work. So for example, all the big insurance companies, these are approved, like Guardian Life and Surgical, these are approved pension funds. So before we get to have any pension fund, ensure it is approved.
All right, let's have some more questions. Hands up. Millicent. Melissa Isaacs.
Mute. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, my question is, if you have an issue and you apply late, what is the penalties like?
When you say an issue, what do you mean by that?
Like suppose you didn't make March 31st, how are the penalties applied?
I'm not sure. I know it's 5,000 a month. They don't even calculate it, but I don't remember. But I'm answer that question.
It's not a percentage, it's a flat rate?
They have a flat rate plus a percentage. But I don't remember exactly what it is.
All right, thank you.
But it's very punitive, so try and avoid these things to reach you.
Yeah, okay.
And if it reach you, you can apply for, you can ball iWater and apply for a waiver or some things.
Oh, Dan, you have another question? Kenoy Adams.
Hi, good afternoon. I work for a private security company, you see, and since last time they did deductions from me, statutory deductions was March of 2020. If I should, I haven't paid any since then. What do I pay? Self-employed?
Hold on. This security company, they deduct taxes from your pay and deducts from your pay?
No, but they stopped doing that since March of 2020.
Well, you better register as a self-employed person and file your own returns and protect yourself.
Oh, I have to do that.
Yes, and protect
All right,
yourself.
another question.
God, they are going to get in trouble eventually, you know. You see what I'm doing?
Again?
Eventually, they're going to get in trouble, you know, because they're supposed to deduct it from your pay. So eventually, who is a big skirt firm didn't they got caught by NHT and have to pay much million, which I don't know which company it was. And they pay much.
It was a company was Marksman. My company is a part of it, but
yes.
I can't.
So they are going to get caught eventually. So you just protect yourself. Register for self-employed and file your own return and pay your own taxes.
Okay, all right. So if I should register as self-employed and pay taxes, I get that point. All right. I do a little phone card. Do I include that in it as well?
Legally, you should.
Say again?
Legally, you should do it.
Oh, legally, I should.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you so much. Will a copy of this webinar be provided to us? Because I got it late.
Let me speak to Ms. Hossie about that.
Yes, it will be sent out on Tuesday.
Respect.
All right, I have some other questions here. If an incorrect return was filed and there was an overpayment in the returns, how do you adjust with the TAJ? Also, will this cause any increased scrutiny and verification by TAJ?
Well, we say you file an incorrect return and overpay, you can do an adjustment. You can file an adjusted return.
Okay. If you're a self-employed consultant and also have a partnership, a registered business, do you file taxes for yourself and file for the partnership separately?
No, you tell to one threshold for the year. You know, so whatever income you get from the partnership, you include that in your returns.
All right, so someone here is saying that the late fee is 5,000 per month plus an interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a flat rate % interest. I don't know that much.
Yeah. What else? If I am still paying mortgage on a property and using rent from the same property towards the mortgage payment on the same property, is the rent from the property taxable?
Yes. That's rental income.
The tax that we pay quarterly shouldn't be recorded as advance tax?
Yes.
As a question.
Yes.
Okay.
When you file estimated taxes that you pay quarterly, at the end of the year, you deduct that from the rest of the tax that you pay the difference. Yes.
All right. So that's it in terms of questions so far. And then 2 more people asked. If you're working and company doesn't deduct from you and you want to pay taxes, do you still need to do upper income tax statement?
Register for online filing and you do your online filing. Register for personal filing and do your filing. Protect yourself, people. It's not good to stay yourself. People think they're smart when they don't pay them taxes. Not smart. Put yourself in the system and get counted for. If your employer is not doing it, you do it yourself and protect yourself. Because things like NHT, if you're not in the system, you can't get the NHT benefits. Things like NIS, if you're not in the system, when you get old, you have nothing to get. And I can use my father as an example. He went into self-employment in 1969 when NIS just came into being, and he never paid $1. When he got old and sick, he had nothing to get. So put yourself in the system. When COVID grant was given out, if you weren't in the system, you won't get anything. So it's good if your boss not doing it, protect yourself and file your returns.
Very true, because only during COVID did I realize that my boss was not paying my taxes, but he was taking it out all the time. Well, these things happen, right? So, all right. Colleen, this was an awesome session, and I know that a lot of persons learned from it. And I feel like we need to do another one because people are not going to stop asking questions, but we have to go. It's getting late. All right. Thank you.
Remember, Ms. Hussey, that we have the webinar coming up the workshop coming up in January, where Colin will go more in depth on these topics and others. So they can
it is a paid workshop, so you can ask questions to your heart's content. Okay, so and if that there and so we'll be advertising that, right? So that we'll be looking at taxation and compliance. So I just want to close off this session now. Thank you so much, Mr. Coley. Some persons were asking for your information, but you can contact him at JBDC. You want to add any other additional information?
But I'm gonna give me CUG number just to be safe.
Your CUG. Wait, let me tell you what your CUG. Okay, your CUG is 478.
No, it's not it. No.
Not that one? All
I
right.
give it to you now. I will give it to you now.
Do *555 if it's a line phone.
All right. It is.
It's not 478?
No, it is 286-5079.
286
5079. That's my CUG.
5079.
Can never remember that number. If you need private consultation, I can talk to you on that line. But,
all right, let me put it in the chat. 286 5079. Okay. All right, thanks a lot again. And this was a webinar in conjunction with the Jamaica Business Development Center, where Colin Coley works as a senior business advisor. All right, so if you want to contact him, you can go ahead and do so at JBDC. And thank you so much again, Mr. Coley. And I'm sure that when I am doing my taxes, I will be calling you because I didn't get to learn today because I was working so hard. All right.
and if you're working for a company and your employee deducting your salary and tax and not paying it over, you can report that employer. Because you need to protect yourself as well.
It's true. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming again, and you'll get the recording on Tuesday. Okay, so bye, everyone.